video equipment. What you see here on the table are a couple of things that I've had in the past and a few things that I recently acquired in my ongoing quest to improve the sound and picture quality of my videos. Now, none of this stuff is going to make your videos any more helpful, and nobody's going to learn anything more or less with a shiny, great sounding video, but they will be a lot more palatable and pleasure to watch. So let's take a look at some of the things that we got and talk about some of the issues that I want to address and hopefully fix. Now, I'm filming with my iPhone here because I want to show all the stuff that I have, but I guess it's worthy of note that I did use my iPhone on quite a bit of video footage, over the past couple of years, and it's come in really handy. All right, so over here we have a GoPro. That's a Hero 3 Black. Over here is my photography camera. It's a Canon 5D Mark III. Over here is a Tascam dedicated sound recorder. The model is a DR60D Mark II. Over here we have a wireless microphone receiver, which pairs off with this wireless microphone transmitter. This here is a Shure lavalier mic. I believe it's a WL185 with a windscreen. This here is my Canon Vixia HFM50. This probably shot 90%, 95% of all my videos. Tried and true. I love it and will never get rid of it. This here is just one of these portable backup chargers. If your phone dies or whatever. What I bought this for was for this guy, because this takes some batteries back here, and a lot of people recommended that they die quick, so you should have one of these on board and you're good to go. So I'm going to switch over now to the camcorder, and then we'll take a deeper look at all this stuff. So one of the things that I'd like to talk about now is bad audio. That's one of the things that plagued my videos up to this day, up to this point that you're listening to me. Poor audio. When I was in the basement, the furnace would kick on and it would create a lot of noise that would kind of drown me out. When I moved up into the new shop here, it's terribly echoey. You could probably hear the echo right now. You're listening to me on the camcorder's internal microphone. It's a built-in microphone, so it's just picking up whatever's in the room, and it's not very good. I'm literally hovering over the microphone right now, so who knows? Maybe the sound isn't that bad, but I'll walk away from it and you can hear the difference. So I'm walking away. I'm going on the other side of the shop now. I'm all the way on the other side, and you're probably hearing a lot of room reflections, a lot of echo, and so on. The first and logical step in getting better audio is to get a lavalier mic. So I bought a Shure WL185, and this comes in a cardioid pattern, polar pattern, which means, in short, that it picks up sound sources that are very directional right into the mic, and it tends to reject sound sources off axis, which is what I'm looking for in a very echoey shop. Other lavalier mics have an omnidirectional polar pattern, which basically picks up noise and sounds in 360 degrees all over. Okay, so that's not what I wanted. The transmitter I got was the BLX1, and the receiver was the BLX4. The way you hook these guys up is very, very simple. You plug your first, you put two batteries in it. You set what's known as your group and your channel. Groups go from A to Y, and within each group you could select 0 through 9 for a channel. And you turn it on, you turn it on, and the light will go on. You plug your microphone into the wireless pack, put the wireless pack in your pocket, put this on your shirt. Obviously you turn this guy on, you set the same group and the same channel, and they'll start immediately syncing up, like instantly. All my tests, it worked flawlessly. I'm very happy with it. So what you're hearing now is me. I'm very close. I'm about, I don't know, 10, 12 inches away from the camcorder, and its regular built-in microphone is picking up my voice. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this mic in, and we're going to give it a test, and then I'm going to show you step 2 of improving the sound. So I'm going to do all this right here on camera. Get all the steps. We're plugging the power supply in. Forgive me, it's all tangled. The power supply goes into the receiver. We're currently on F9. Don't ask why I chose that. I don't even know if I chose it or if it came by default. No, I think I chose that. Yeah, I did. Don't ask why. I don't know. F9. F9 is chosen on here. I'm not going to touch it or change it, but it's on right now. And I'm going to clip the microphone to the strings on my sweatshirt here. Okay. I have the microphone now attached to my sweatshirt. Battery pack is in my back pocket. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug in this XLR cable with a little stereo adapter, and this is going to go right into the microphone jack on the camcorder. So it might get jostled around here. Okay. That's a pretty hot signal, I can see. I'm watching the meters on the display, and they're definitely hot. So what I'll do is I'll turn it down a little bit on my transmitter here. I got it about halfway. That's still pretty hot. I got it all the way low. We'll keep it about there. I hope it's changing it. Again, I can't really hear it as I'm talking, but we'll do the same test. Now I'm going to walk to the other side. I'm over here by the granite table now, tapping on the workbench. I'm now at the surface grinder, and I can still hear all the reflections and all the echo, and it sounds terrible to my ears, but I'm hoping that the sound quality will stay the same. All right, I'm back right in front of the camera again. Now, what I think you're probably going to be hearing is a lot of hiss. Right, this little overlaying layer of tss. That is because the onboard microphone on camcorders and even, you know, high-priced DSLR cameras are not good. They're not real cut out for creating and capturing really high-quality audio. So, to fix that, we got this guy right here. Now this is a Tascam. This is the 60D. I'm sorry, the DR60D Mark II. This is a dedicated sound recorder. It's got all kinds of bells and whistles. I'm not going to go into them. There's a zillion reviews and whatnot. But basically, what this does is you plug the output of your microphone into this, and this records high quality audio. The only caveat to that is you have to sync your audio with your video. You import your video, then you import your audio from here, you import them into your editing software, and then you line them up. Now, to line them up, you need some kind of a sound source that happens in both the scratch audio, right? Because the camcorder is still picking up audio, and this is still picking up audio. So what you need to do is you need to have some kind of a way to line them up. Now in the old days, they used to have that take one, take two kind of a thing, you know, that clapboard it was called. And what that does is it sends a sharp so you can line up the audio on the film and on your dedicated recorder. Makes it very easy. I never knew that. I often wondered what those things were for, and now I know. So we don't really need them so much in today's digital world because we could see the waveforms. Anyway, I'm going to hook this up and we're going to see how it sounds when I hook this one up now. And again, I will do it all on camera. For this one, I'm going to put 4 batteries in here to make it easy, because what I have is this backup battery pack. You know, you charge this up and you feed it, but for the purposes of the video, I don't want to carry things all around and move things. So I'm going to go into my drawer here and I'm going to grab 4 batteries. Yeah, I was pretty bummed out when I got this mic. I thought, hey, everything is great. My audio is going to sound great. I did a couple of tests and I was bummed out because I heard that hiss. I said, oh my God, what is going on? All right, so we turn this guy on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the sound source that's plugged into the camcorder right now, and we're going to plug it into here. All right, so now the camcorder is picking me up. We're going to plug this into the stereo input, which is 3 and 4. We're going to just do some initial tests. Now, as you can see, as I'm speaking, you could see that the levels are moving. Check 1, check 2, check 3. Now for this one, I'm going to turn up the gain on my mic pack a little bit so it pushes this a little bit more, so we have a little bit stronger of a signal, which we do now. You could see it, and this also has like a little potentiometer here to bring some gain in, so you could see my voice is registering a nice strong signal. So there you go. It should sound a lot better now. I mean, I'm recording it and I'm going to have to sync it all up in post. But there you go. So this is the Tascam recording high quality, hopefully high quality audio. Now we're going to talk about some video stuff. Alright, well, we had a little bit of a Mr. Bozo moment. I started to film and I was talking about sound, and I neglected to do one very important thing, which I'm happy happened because now I can remind everybody else to do this. Once you have your level set on your dedicated recorder and everybody's happy, you need to press record. So on this one, pressing record once puts it in standby. Pressing it a second time will actually start the recording process. So now we're recording and we should hear some really nice improved audio. No more hiss, no more anything. And just for safety's sake, there's my clap track, which will help me align my audio. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk around the shop and you should hear the audio remain the same. I'll try to hold this as best as possible, and I'll try to simulate a gimbal. And I will fail because I'm not a gimbal. We're by the grinder, walking past the standard granite plate, the heater, everything, the mill. All right, we're coming back. So now that has captured all of my audio and it should sound 1,000 times better. If anything, things might be a little bit hot. My levels might be a little hot. In fact, I'll turn this down a little bit because I did see the peak light hit once. So there you have it, improved sound for videos. Now, the next thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about video. I'm holding the camcorder in here because I have the DSLR all set up and ready to go. Now I just want to show you some footage of what the Canon camcorder will show. All right, so this is just a normal look around the shop. There's the lathe, we're looking out there. That's where me and Tim have been filming the restoration stuff. We have the camera kind of boomed over here looking down. Now, one thing you'll notice about this camera is anything that comes into its plane will get focused. See, all that stuff back there is nicely in focus. And as I pan over here to the collet rack, the camera notices it and it focuses on it and it's nice and sharp. So I made a little bit of changes on the settings that I usually had on this camcorder. I changed the auto balance, I took the auto white balance off and I set it to daylight because my bulbs in the shop are at the daylight, what is it, 5500 or either 5000 or 5500, I forget. But that's kind of like your daylight setting. Here's the lathe. I think the colors are representing really well in the viewfinder as they are to my eye. Now what we'll do is we'll take a look and we'll see how the Canon 5D does. Alright, so now this is the footage from the 5D. I have the the shutter speed set to 60 frames per second so I get a real fluid. I'm moving my hand around to see if the refresh rate is as fluid as it looks on the monitor. Now, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to set your shutter speed to twice that of your frame rate. So my frame rate is 60, so the nearest shutter speed is 125 on this camera. So that's what I have it at. Let me move over and see what the ISO setting is. The ISO setting is 1000. And it's at f8 because I wanted to have a lot of stuff included in the focal plane here. So I focused in on here, and see, and that's the problem with the DSLR cameras. They're so finicky with the focus. You always have to focus for every movement. If something changes, you got to focus. And this doesn't have a flip out screen, so it's a little bit tricky to to look. You got to walk behind the camera and make sure that you could see your stuff. So we're going to just look right there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and then try to focus on that screen. Oh, that's the focus, I'm sorry. Here we go. That's as far as I could zoom in. And now I'm going to hit the autofocus on the back. Now that's what Canon thinks is in focus. I hope it is in focus. So that's the test there. Let me move it over to the lathe and we'll check it and we'll see what it looks like there. What I'll do is I'll pan around and we'll see if we could get some different views. So I'm just moving the thing around. I'll autofocus on that. Now that's what the camera's saying is in focus, and it just doesn't look like it to me. I'm adjusting the ISO now. Let's focus now on the drill cabinet. There we go. I don't know if that's... All right, we're back at the bench now, and I'm going to zoom out. Now the zoom really shouldn't mess with your focus. At least I don't think so. But here we are, we're back at the bench. Here's my hands, demonstration, things are moving. You tell me what you think. I happen to think that the DSLR footage looks bad, and it's obviously something that I'm doing wrong. And I don't know if it's my eyes that can't see the focus right, but I'm wearing magnifying glasses to see the monitor in the back and make sure things are in focus, at least to my eyes. You tell me. You leave some comments. Those of you who use the DSLRs for your video, please, any comments, any suggestions or help would be greatly appreciated. So that's it for this investigative video, and we're going to see if we could make some improvements. The way I'm looking at it now is I'm thinking this guy right here, coupled with this and the lav mic, is going to be the winning combination. But again, we'll see when I edit this video and we upload it and we see the comments and we get a discussion going on it. So thanks guys for watching, and I appreciate any feedback.